last time out. Hopefully it doesn't do it again, and this time we'll only have the race, no qualifying, so it should be a straightforward session this time instead of waiting for glitches and all that as we did the last race. So just sit tight. I'll be off in the lobby again. I think it is for wet conditions. They won't change it, because if they do change it, then it will be it'll be some yeah, you know what. But anyways, I hope it's a wet race. Well, I don't hope it's a wet race, but I hope we keep the same weather conditions that we did the last lobby, because that's the way it was last time out. How is everybody doing then? Yogurt will be commentating when he finishes his food. I have sent Yogurt an invite, so hopefully he'll join. She won't be too long, will Yogurt? Yogurt is my Dutch commentator. Apologies if any language in the stream, because he's Dutch and Dutch commentators do swear quite a lot, so yeah, apologies if you're English. I do hear some swearing. There won't be bad swear words, it'll be like excitement moments, if you know what I mean. Yeah, need to change the title again, because I messed up the title yet again. Should have learned from last time. Division 3, there we go. The title will be changed. People in the chat, how you all doing? Hopefully having a good day. I won't spoil qualifying if you haven't watched qualifying, so yeah. If people that have watched qualifying, tell me what are your thoughts and opinions about it. I'd love to know. Two spectators. I don't know if Jav is actually raced or not. I don't know why he spectated with me. I didn't. He's not a commentator for sure. Welcome people. Hello Casper. How are you doing, mate? Nice to see you here. Welcome everybody to the stream. How are you all doing? Are we having a good day, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world? My co-commentator is having something to eat, so he will be back soon. He might join midway through the race or the start or whatever, but he will be definitely back soon. So his name is Yogurt. He's a Dutch driver. There was a bit of background noise in the last stream, so apologies for that. It was Yogurt hoovering up. It wasn't on my end. For some reason, there we go. I thought I had a problem with the controller because it wasn't doing anything. Majority of the drivers are here. I don't know what we're waiting for. I think we're sorting the custom grid out. That's what we're waiting for. And hopefully we can have a good race after that. Got nowhere to be, fortunately. Maybe I have, but no, I don't have anywhere to be. So I've got plenty of time. I won't have to leave after the session. We're readying up, so there will be a race underway with 18 drivers. I thought there were 19 on the grid, but one driver is missing. Probably the driver that spectated. Don't know why he spectated with me, if he's a steward or an admin or whatever, but he is spectating with me. Ha 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 ha, very funny, Casper. It's not night time yet, it's evening time, Casper, or afternoon as we say. Casper, do you know any of these drivers? What's your predictions for this race? Do you know any of these drivers? He's Jav. I understand what you mean by that, mate, but He's driving from the disc. I don't understand what you talk about, mate, but what's your predictions for this race? We should be getting off on the way soon, hopefully. No errors this time. And I think it should be a wet race. I don't think they would have changed it, but if it's a dry race then we could enjoy that too. But might be some controversy after that if it's a dry race, because yeah, it's a wet race, so nothing too bad. Let's see if it will dry up towards the end of the session. He is an admin and I don't have a clue, to be honest. Who will we see win the Belgian Grand Prix? Because judging by qualified, the Wan-Bakker and Original Civi almost had a second gap in qualified, so it could be those two fighting it out for the win this afternoon, and it might be a good battle between the midfield drivers as well. So judging by qualified, it could be a Wan-Bakker versus Original Civi. Got to do my race now. Good luck in your race and see you later, Casper. Formation lap is on. So hopefully Daddy Boy and Philippi don't get disqualified from this one. They have a second chance. Weather is slightly different and Xavier's got disqualified with Sindro and Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle's got disqualified, so there must be a big crash at the back. With 4 drivers have been disqualified from the session, and Stephen almost hits the back of Keeler. Luckily he didn't, otherwise he'll be the 5th driver. So I don't know what happened at the back, but they've all came together, and there's some comments in the chat. I've added to the back of you. Classic from the back of the field there. All 4 of those drivers will be starting on cold tyres, so that's going to be unhealthy for them. In the first corner, they might be sliding to the front of the car, and they won't have any grip as they arrive into turn 1. Might be affecting their braking too. Longer braking distances as well. So Danny Boy's been disqualified for the 2nd time in a row, so he didn't use his second chance. It's going to be an interesting race, and we've already got a bit of a group, second group, which is United Bosnia leading that pack. So I think he's letting those drivers go ahead of him and trying to cool the tyres down in front. I don't know if that works in this 2020 game, but I think it definitely works in real life, making those drivers stay on the grid much longer than they would have wanted, with cold tyres and colder brakes as well, compared to the guys at the back who arrive later. They're coming almost towards Blanchimont. I might feel sorry for Stephen as well, because he's starting in 15th place, who's got drivers around him on cold tyres, so he needs to watch out for those drivers who will probably outbrake themselves and cause a collision at the back. So hopefully that doesn't happen for tonight's race, this afternoon's race, but anything could happen. If Wan-Bakker makes his way to the last 2 corners then, and if I pause, that means something's going on. I mean, if I disconnect my mic, something's going on, so don't ask questions why I've done that, because I will have to pause sometime in this session as well, so be aware of that, guys. Starts on the right hand side of the grid then, so he best hope he can get a good start off the line and get ahead before the first corner, otherwise he's arriving to the first corner with an acute angle, and he will carry less speed compared to Original Civi, who has a wider line and could possibly slingshot his way past a Wan-Bakker. We've got a short run to the line, so I don't think slipstream will be much of a thing, as Atapart, Xavier and all of them take their positions then. And please hope for no errors. There's the lights then. For Division 3, and we are away for round 5 of the Belgian Grand Prix. Then I think Wan-Bakker gets a better start, and look at that, the Racing Points overwhelmed by the McLaren behind. They go side by side as you head down into La Source. And let's see who gets out ahead. It looks like it's a bit of a clean start from all the drivers. Look at that, Libanow just slightly gets ahead of Original Civi. Gets a better exit quick out turn 1. They're going to go side by side. And Original Civi thinks twice about it. In fact, it almost hits him up the back because he carries less speed. He probably got caught out by the rain. But who is the first driver to get caught out in this wet conditions? It looks like a clean start from all the drivers as well. No contact has been made. And we're having a good race already. So Original Civi's lost out 1 place from himself and Libanow. Libanow's got himself up to 2nd place, but looks like Original Civi has more confidence in the corners compared to Libanow. He can slightly use the throttle more compared to Libanow, who might be not confident yet, or he's taking it cautiously. But you've got yellow flags who's set to 1 already, and who is that driver making the yellow flag? Nobody. I think it was we in 18th place who caused that, but look at Alban Bakker. He's got a 1.6 second gap over Libanow. Look at that, Original Civi trying to get past Libanow, but he can't. You have to wait for the straight to get past. He possibly, I bet he wish he didn't lose out in 2nd place, because he's lost his chance to try and slipstream up himself up the hill and down into turn 5 and past Alban Bakker. Instead he finds himself behind a McLaren, and that McLaren seems to be holding him up and the guys behind. So Libanow got a lighted start off the line to go up into 2nd place on the first corner. Original Civi thought wisely to back out. We've got a Grimwald Jagger versus the Red Bull. The Red Bull's boxed in, and that's the lap. Wait, what's going on here then? And Danny Boy's got past him through Stabilo, and the Renault's dropped into 18th place already. We head down to the bus stop chicane, and the Original Civi's too far back to make any move on the racing on the McLaren for some reason. There we go. Any moves being into the bus stop chicane? Nope. So it's all a clean start at the moment. No contact's been made with anybody unless I didn't see it. But on lap 3, a 2.3 second gap on Libanow. It's actually lap 2, sorry, but the game's being messed up and glitchy as always as it is. We've got Philippi who's ghosted. Philippi, it's not a lap down, is he? No, he's not. The blue flag's showing, but he's not a lap down. This game needs to sort itself out, because I'm getting a bit confused here. So is Original Civi close enough to make a move? No, he's not. So it looks like Libanow's got good straight line speed, unless Original Civi had a mistake coming out of Rouge and Radion. Right, so this is the time I need to pause or disconnect my mic. So bear with me. Yeah, so what was I saying before? Libanow leads from Original Civi, and Alban Bakker is in a world of his own at the front. 2.3 second gap, a dream gap as well. Original Civi then looks like he's not trying to make a move on Libanow. Libanow's got 100% ERS, so that's good for him. He could use it on the straight when he needs to. Original Civi then closes that gap down to 6/10. He's found his rhythm again. So I wonder if he made a slight mistake coming out of Rouge and Radion. Has he found his rhythm? Using ERS to the exit of Stabilo. Then he's got a Red Bull Philippi behind him, and Kelvin, who's just further behind, not too close but not too far away. As Original Civi clips the grass, it's going to lose him speed there if he continues doing that. Flat out through Blanchimon. Some people were not confident to go flat out, but they're carrying heavier fuel and much heavier at the back, so you can afford to do that. But when it comes to the lighter stage of the race, I think it might be a bit difficult to go flat out. As Yogurt has joined back. Yes. Welcome, Yogurt.
I'm coming in.
I sent you 2 invites to the session, mate.
Yes, I'm joining now.
So we're on to lap 3 then. No DRS for this race because it is a wet race, unless it will start drying up at the end of the session. And look at the gap that Libanow has got on Original Civi. He's crucially outside the 1 second range of Original Civi, 1.1. But what Original Civi's going to keep an eye out for is Philippi, who's just behind him, not too far away but not too close either. So he's got a bit of a gap to protect himself on Civi. We're heading into Lacombe, and looks like no overtakes will be made so far. They're all separated from each other. Sidro versus Danny Boy. As he headed to Lacombe into turn 5, Danny Boy keeps the position ahead of Sindro. Sindro struggling to get past Danny Boy.
I see it's very close, apart from even that's completely flown away already.
Iwan Bakker keeps extending his gap to Libanow. 3.3 was 2 seconds on the last lap. He keeps improving lap by lap by lap. Just looks comfortable in the rain so far.
Very impressive, yeah.
Dare say what original Civi could have done if he wasn't stuck behind the McLaren, because they were separated by a 10th in qualifying.
Did Josh make a mistake or something?
He's dropped further down to Xavier.
Oh, he made a pit stop.
Oh, Libanow spun! He's out of the session!
No way! No way! And I think we have a full safety car. No, virtual.
A virtual safety car has been deployed then.
Unbelievable! He was running in P2. You held it quite well actually, because you see how far he is after the corner.
You would have thought he would have spun at Stabilo, not further ahead of it, so I wonder what he was doing. Did he mess up coming out of Stabilo?
Maybe a bit of contact with Civi, I don't know.
Civi was too far behind me.
Then he just lost it on his own, maybe on the curb or something. But unbelievable in P2.
I expect you to lose it out of Stabilo, but further up from Stabilo I don't expect you to lose it like that, so I wonder if he continued his momentum coming out of Stabilo, and Keeler's got to drive through a penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Way. Come on.
And Philippines actually dropped back from Civi 1.5 seconds. He was right behind him before the virtual safety car ended, but so it turns out original Civi had loads of time on the Delta to continue with it. We're heading into Le Com.
For Gillett, it's fortunate on one side that Spa has a very short pit lane, but of course drive-through is never, it's not what you want, of course. As George gets a penalty, that's not what you want in lap 4 when you are 10 seconds behind the field.
Sinjo's made a move up into 30th place, gets a bit messy on the curb, and looks like we're going to come back unless Sinjo outbreaks himself into this corner. Rivage, he stays in front for Sinjo, stays in front of we at the moment. They were going side by side through the first sector.
Philip gets a time penalty in P3. That's pretty fast already. In P1 he got that, so.
Already getting a penalty on lap 4 then, which is not what you want, because it looks like you get more penalties if you don't be careful around here. You don't want to cut any corners because it is very strict around here. Especially
in the rain, when you make a mistake, go a bit wide, and especially in P1 or on the top of Radion, you're gonna get a warning very, very fast.
Kelvin keeps gaining on Philippi then, gaining and gaining and gaining. Would it be enough to try and make a move into the bus stop chicane? Takes it through 7th gear there. Uses a different line compared to Philippi as we come into the bus stop chicane. Start lock up, but that won't affect him too much. You look at, he's all over the back of the German driver. As Otto Parr has made a move on Killer before the bus stop chicane. And will Killer comes to pitch? Yes he will, to serve his drive-through penalty.
So yeah, let's see where it comes out. Probably around Josh, maybe. Probably around there. Because you don't need to make your pit stop, so you basically go across the start-finish straight with 80 kilometers per hour or 50 miles.
Kelvin then gains on Philippi, but it's not enough to try and make a move into Le Com. He could have made the move, but he messed up slightly coming out of Radion. And Grim George Jagger has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Coming out of
comes just ahead of Josh. So yeah.
Danny Boy looking to gain and overtake Steven, who's up into 10th place. I remember him starting 50th place, so he's made up 5 places on the opening start of the race, which is good for him. Now he's got Danny Boy to contend with, and Danny Boy locks up into Rivage.
At the back.
I thought he would hit the back of him, but managed to slow the car down as much as he can to avoid any contact with Steven. Apologies for the noise.
Ewan, I think, made a mistake, because I was about to say we'll go up to 5 seconds the gap, but it's now 4.3. So a little mistake from Ewan. But it's still looking, of course, very good for him. But the gap he has right now.
These two were separated by a 10th in qualifying. Now Original Civi has been released from Libanow. He can start to close that gap down. Let's see how much he can close it down. He's not in any dirt here.
He also got a penalty.
Josh got another penalty.
That's his 2nd time penalty already. Oh, Danny! Oh my god. He almost lost it.
I'm looking at the
That was
battle
close,
for I'm looking at the battle for the final podium place between Kelvin and Philippe. He's very close to him, but he can't overtake him. Same with Formula Matt. Nils is right behind Formula Matt, but just can't overtake him, so he's struggling in this wet condition.
Yeah, of course, it's very hard to overtake in the wet, because normally in the dry, of course, you have the dirty air, but in the dry you have the DRS, which you don't have in the wet. But it looks like Kelvin might have a good opportunity here. Philip does use his ERS to defend, but I don't think it will be enough, because Kelvin can just go around the outside, maybe brake later, which he does, and just gets the apex well and goes ahead.
Good move from Kelvin there. Gained a lot of momentum coming up through Eau Rouge and Radion, and overtook him when he had to. Let's see if he can close that gap down between himself and Original Civi. So it's 4.8 is the gap between Original Civi and Ewan. So he's gained about 6/10 on this lap, has Ewan, because I saw it to 4.2, that's gone to 4.9, so it looks like he's just definitely gaining. And Civi can't do anything despite being in clean air.
Yeah, Ewan looks... Ewan is also in clean air, so... yeah, but, Ewan is on very good pace. Very good.
I thought we might see a fight between those two, because like I said, they were separated by 1/10 in quali. They were 8/10 quicker than everybody else in quali, so I expected these two to just be flying ahead into the top two.
Yeah, well, they are, but Kelvin is looking pretty quick as well. As
Xavier's
Xavier
dropped.
made a mistake in Pouan, and up ahead you have Josh and Killet. Well, Josh already has 6 seconds of time penalty when he's on lap 6, so Josh isn't really doing that well on the penalty side of things. As I also see Danny Boy 1/10 behind Stefan. Even.
There he is then, as they...
He's gonna make a move here.
I think he's wise to wait for the straight and try and make a move there. Locks up into the bus stop chicane.
He gets it all slowed down, so it's fine.
I can hear the wheel spin coming out of the final corner, could you? If you're on board with him.
Yeah. Oh, he goes slow in, but that's not really that good in the rain because you have a lot of traction problems then. So he's not gonna have to run here, I imagine, as Skillet and Josh are fighting in turn 1. Let's see how they will go up on. They're not gonna go side by side up here, but I reckon Josh will get him in. Is that Lacombe? I think it's Lacombe.
Next corner is Lacombe. They give each other a bit of a shove as Josh gets ahead of Keeler.
Yeah, already on the camel straight, so good move, good move. Oh, Civi gets a time penalty.
The gap just keeps going up and up between Civi and Bakker, Ewan, sorry. 5.6 as Danny Boy gets past Stephen.
In no name. That's an interesting place to get past.
I wonder if Stephen made a little bit of a mistake there. In the points then, as Kelvin gets
Kelvin as well. So that means second, third and fourth all have a penalty. Even doesn't, and I don't think Matt has one.
Look at Nils gaining and gaining on Formula Matt then, as they come into Blanchimont.
Yeah, he's gonna have to lift up, and he's not gonna make the move here, I imagine, from that far. As even says the fastest lap, he's unstoppable. I know.
5.7 is the gap between the top two as Nils gives Matt a bit of a shove up the back in the final corner.
Yes.
Double locks up into turn 1, got your yellow flags.
The yellows, that is for Grimjaw Jagger. Made a bit of a mistake in Blanchimont, looks like he has damage, yes he has, so he's gonna have to go into the pits. He's gonna have to change his front wing. And I hope for him that he can go to the end, but I don't think he can, as Niels again is very close and he's so much momentum, what the hell, I think Matt lagged out or something.
Yeah, there's a red X next to Matt, and he's left the session.
Matt has lagged out.
So let's see.
Very unfortunate.
Let's see if Kelvin can close that gap. 2.9 seconds now on 2.7, but I think he's closing slightly on original Civi. So let's see if he can try and reduce that gap and have a fight for second place. The VER driver, I know some VER drivers myself, Quicksilver and Yuri.
That's me.
Is it you?
Yeah, that's I'm Quicksilver.
I didn't realise you were Quicksilver. I thought you. What's happened to NLR then?
Oh, I'm not in that anymore. But I'm still using this account because I can't be asked to change my name. €5.
No, a bit of separated all the guys from each other, so it's a bit of a quiet race from that one. Lap 8 of 22, might see some pit stops soon because I know the inters don't really last long. As Danny Boy's gone 1.5 seconds quicker in the middle sector, so he's on a flyer at the moment. He's gone purple to the middle sector. United Bosnia is closing on Otapar in front of him. He's 7 tenths now between himself and Otapar, fighting for 8th place between the Haas and the McLaren.
I can confirm he did actually go purple in the middle sector, so at the moment it seems like he's the fastest one out of on track. He might get the fast lap as Vapor Josh gets another time penalty. That is third of the day already, as Jordan gets past the ghosted car of Matt. The Danny Boy didn't set the fastest lap, but he looks very quick, so he might be able to gain some time, but he's about to come in Eau Rouge, and yeah, Ewan already is coming to the, well, I don't know what this corner is, but the downhill right-hander.
Revanche. But I can confirm that Kelvin is closing on Original Civi. He's took 8 tenths out of him from the previous lap, so he's definitely closing on Civi. We might see a fight soon between those two. If Kelvin can keep this pace up, you can see him right in front of him. And look at that, the gap's gone down between Iwan and Original Civi, 5.9 now, so looks like he started to up his pace a little bit.
The gap from Ewan and Kelvin is around 8 seconds. Kelvin is just losing a bit of time to Ewan, but Original Civi is losing more time to Ewan, so means Kelvin is closing in as Formula Met now loses position to Otapa, the other Haas driver. And now Matt has United Bosnia behind him and Danny Boy. Danny Boy seems to be very quick.
He had a terrible qualifying, but looks like he's making it up in the race, so let's see how he can continue his progress. He's 1 tenth up to the middle sector. It was purple last time as well, so he's definitely pushing and using up his ERS as Bosnia gets past Matt.
Kelvin actually is, oh well, he didn't get a good exit, but he is closing on Ewan a bit, just a bit. But so Ewan is just losing his pace a bit right now, I feel like. He's not really winning that much time to Civi as well, so
Fastest
as
lap.
Danny Boy sets the fastest lap. I mean, that says it all, I think.
6 seconds for 6 seconds for 6 seconds for Civi yogurt, so that's going to cost him.
Oh my god, that's going to cost him at the end, definitely. And he has still 12 laps to go, so probably even more time penalties incoming.
I'm doing good, thanks, Hilo. What about you, mate? My teammate from another league, and Kelvin's definitely gaining. 1.9 seconds is the gap between Civi and Kelvin, so he's definitely gaining. So I think Civi needs to watch out now. He needs to keep it out of Kelvin, and then rather keep it out the front. He needs to start looking backwards now instead of forwards.
I think he has to forget Ewan, because he's just out of the picture now. He just has to stay focused on what's happening behind him, so he can hopefully, after the race, keep hold of that second place. But after penalties, it's going to be very tough.
Formula Matt's finally rejoined the session. He's just in 10th place, so he can get back as quick as possible and not lose another position. Sindro is behind Stephen for 11th place, and if Sindro keeps doing that, he'll get some penalties because he's just cut the corner. And Xavier, talk about penalties, he's just got one.
Yes. I'm looking at Danny Boy, and you can see United Bosnia going wide at almost every corner, so you might want to brake a bit earlier.
Probably carrying some understeer is United Bosnia.
Danny Boy looks like he has a good exit, but it's going to be very tough in Blanchimont, especially with this exit, as Ewan gets into the pits. I would say that's quite a risky move. If he comes out in traffic, that can gain Civi and Kelvin some time before at the end of the race, when they have fresher tires.
Get a bit twitchy on the curb, and Blanchimont is Danny Boy.
Let's see where Ewan comes out, as Jordan also comes into the pits. I think he's gonna come out well ahead of Otapa. Yeah, he's gonna come out well ahead. So comes out in P5, about, let's see, yeah, 10-11 seconds behind the leader. So it's not looking pretty good for Ewin. No traffic.
Look at Nils then, gaining on Philippi. He's a bit of battle for third place here. He's got enough straight line speed, trying to overtake him. He can't overtake him.
Happen. Nope. That ain't happening. He's just gonna have to wait. Hopefully get some luck on the pit stops maybe.
Battle for third place is still going on. And looks like Sindra might make an overtake with Steven.
Yeah,
which he is.
Sindra's gonna get it. Easily.
Up into third place he goes for the final point, but we know Jordan pitted.
Ooh, Stefan is losing it. Yeah, he just saved it, but that's costed him quite a lot of time. He loses it again. He's really struggling with his tires now.
Both Ferraris might take advantage. Down the inside goes Josh at Rivage.
Oh my god, that's risky. But he does make it stick. Yeah, he does make it stick. So that was a pretty risky move. Josh, of course, pitted once already, but he's gonna have to come in again because he's not gonna make it to the end of this with this times.
What would you do if you were Sivy? Would you pit this lap by trying?
Yeah, of course, to cover off the undercut as much as you can, but you're gonna come out behind Otapa, so you're gonna have to hope that Otapa pits as well. But if I was Sivy, I would definitely pit this lap, just as Kelvin. I think they're gonna both come in. Sivy does, but Kelvin actually stays out for one more lap, so he feels comfortable on these tires.
I don't know Silu. I don't know about Chris, but I know Maxime retired DRS aquaplaning because he had cars that was going dive bombing. He just decided to retire because he couldn't continue with that people dive bombing. That's why I don't know what happened to Chris, and I'm going to ask him after this race.
Chris? Well,
just Chris F1.
Oh, no.
I won a race yesterday, Yogurt.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the Italy highlights.
What? Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Did you comment? No, that was Yuri who commented.
I didn't comment. I did see it. Oh, former Matt is back on track. Has to make a pit stop, but he is driving again, so that's positive.
Where's he rejoined? Where is he rejoined? I can't see.
And
he's rejoined third place.
Losing a lot of time to Ewan, I can see. So yeah, maybe Kelvin should have pitted. I don't know, but yeah, Ewan is looking very good. We can say that. And I remember Jordan was ahead of his teammate before the pit stop, but now he's behind his teammate. So I think he just got in so much traffic behind Steven that yeah, he's now behind his teammate. So Jordan is stuck here.
Philip would love to get past Formula Matt as quick as possible because he doesn't want to lose too much time to United Bosnia, who hasn't stopped yet, but he will stop soon, and Divisional Civi, so Philip will need to get that move as quick as possible. And he's got Nils right behind him, who's also the brand new set. At least got wide, that's a lot of Philippines come through, and he has came through, and Nils is coming through to a stab below, or squeezed each other just a bit.
Kelvin is still carrying on. Get back to the battle. We see Matt behind these guys, but he's just gonna back off probably because he's gonna come into the pits this lap.
Surprised Kelvin's not came to the pit share. He will lose a lot of time if he doesn't come in the pits.
Yeah, he might want to go to the end, but I don't know, that wouldn't seem that smart to me. If he can make it work, it is, but I don't think he can make that work, to be honest. As Matt comes into the pits, as does Danny Boy, and I think Stefan as well. Yeah, Stefan as well.
Nils on the back of Billy B there, and Billy B they get held up just a bit behind Formula Matt, and he will use that straight line speed and EOS try and get past him into turn 5, carry that momentum through Eau Rouge and Radion, which he did. He got a good better exit there, Philippi. Both using that EOS button. And he's ahead, up into 5th place.
Yes, he makes the move stick. And he's ahead of his Enel brother. As Philip gets a penalty straight away, so tries to do everything he can to get back fast, but that's not working.
Monza was another tough race for me. I had bad leg cramps in quali of the race, and I lost my wing.
It's
I lost my wing at the halfway mark. Still got points for the team, but 10th is a bit... I'm not going to say that last word because it's swearing. Yeah, I understand, mate. Come back stronger next race. You should have been a part with me, mate. I would have helped you if you'd a part with me. That's why I invited you.
We never disrespected Jamie. Always join. But Kelvin is still carrying on. Let's see if he comes in this lap. He is not. I genuinely think he's gonna go to the end.
Mate, if he does decide to go to the end, then he could be careful on tyres. But if he wants to pit again, he needs to pit now, because if he doesn't, he's going to lose a hell of a lot of time. Not only to original Civi, but Bosnia too, and possibly Nils, who's just 3 seconds further back. Bosnia's not really a threat because he's also on the older tyres, but Nils is, and Philippi, who's just further behind 5th and 6th, or 6th. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay, Hilo.
I mean, Kelvin is probably not dumb, and he probably would have gone into the pits already if he was going to go for the one stop. So I think he's genuinely going for it, and he's in it to win it. Well, not really in it to win it, because Ewan is already almost in his penalty range.
He's a VER driver. Of course, he's not. He's quite smart. VE drivers smart. So yeah.
Of course.
Do you know
Josh
Kelvin
gets his 4th penalty of the day. Well, he's not taking it easy on that, at least. Gillett retired in the pit, so he's not feeling this race. Alright, Kelvin.
I mean, Xavier's made a mistake
make
at turn 1, and Steven's got ahead of his teammate up into 14th place, so both fellows not really having a good race. As Keeler has left the session because he retired in the pits for unknown reason.
Yes.
I don't think the Williams are going to fight too hard because Kelvin knows he can't fight his teammate too hard because he's quicker than him.
In the party, so I reckon they won't hold each other up as Sindro gets a time penalty, and I think that was Danny Boy getting past SD Fine. So Danny Boy back in the points again after he made his pit stop this lap. Let's see how far he can drag this Red Bull up.
It surprised me if he goes to the end on the Inters, because the Inter's not really a good tyre, is it? Well, it is for the conditions at the moment, but tyre wear, in terms of tyre wear, it's not really that good. The wets could definitely make it to the end, but I don't think about the Inters.
Yeah, we'll see about it, but looking on board at Danny Boy, he looks very comfortable in these conditions, so he might be able to get some more positions.
Danny Boy having the 2 drivers ahead of him. The 2 hash drivers.
Yeah.
Nils has caught up to United Bosnia, and I don't expect him to stay behind him for too long because he's what, 12 lap younger tyres compared to Bosnia, so he should get this move nice and easy. If he doesn't, he'll get held up.
Yeah, and I think we can probably confirm that Bosnia and Kelvin are going to the end, because they don't seem to be stopping. As Ewan gets a time penalty, well, the game is on.
I don't think it matters too much because, you know, Civi's got a 6-second time penalty. Just need to be careful not to get one more. There'll be a equal on time penalty if Bakker gets one more, but he's quite far away from him is original Civi. Nils then closing on Bosnia. Shouldn't be too hard.
It's going to be hard for the second sector, but he can probably get past him, maybe in the blitz stop, or he might have to wait till Camel straight. But
doesn't want to get held up too much because you will have Philippi on the back of him.
Yeah, well, he's already on the back of him. It's just not very close on the back.
I tell you what though, Danny Boy's caught up a lot to Jordan. 6/10 is the gap between himself and Jordan.
I think Josh almost lost it. Oh my god. Yeah, Danny Boy, I told you, he's very confident in these conditions. He's at the moment faster than Kelvin, which is maybe the hardest thing to do, but he is on the pace's leaders, on the leader's pace, sorry. So, as Bosnia and Niels are going side by side, just giving each other enough space.
The matter more speed.
Philip.
Look at the seat. I saw this. You should have saw the speed that Nils carried in Blanchimon. Way more speed compared to Bosnia. Bosnia surprisingly fired us out, so it
God.
must indicate that it goes to the end. Otherwise, it doesn't want to lose too much time.
They're both using overtake. Niels decides to back out of it.
I bet
Oh my God, Bosnia's keeping it on. So
this
Bosnia
tells me
ain't giving up anything.
this tells me if he goes to the end, because if he was going to do one more pit stop, he wouldn't fight as hard, would he?
Yeah, of course.
And he doesn't have a teammate to help him either. And we'll try and go around the outside. Yes, he will. Has the inside line for the next corner. He's done it.
Amazing move.
Now it's Philippe's turn.
Oh. Bosnia is not looking that slow, and he's very feisty. He's looking to get passed again by Jesus. Past Niels.
And Danny Boy's still in the back. As Sidra has overtaken S25, sorry.
S2V.
And the two Williams drivers are close together. They're both 1 and 2. In complete contrast to his reality, but I think Kelvin won't fight too hard because he knows Iwanbaka has the faster tyres and probably faster overall. No offense to Kelvin, but I don't think he should fight too hard.
Oh my God, Philip almost lost it. Philip is really struggling to get past Bosnia, as Niels is just, yeah, he's disappearing on the horizon. As Josh got his 5th penalty, so looks like if he finishes the race, he's gonna come out in P13 or something because of penalties. Well, good job. As Philip now very close down the inside, and he's gonna make it stick. Well, not yet, because Bosnia is still quite close, but I think because of Philip's
oh dear, yellow flags. Oh, that's an Alpha has crashed at it. Josh has spun.
Oh. Well, now with his penalties, he's gonna really suffer. Probably gonna go into
he's got a puncher, he's actually got a puncher, you know.
Oh,
so his tyres are what? His tyres are 13 lap olds. Both Ferraris are going to pits, and this is not gonna. Oh, it's gonna.
Oh.
Yeah.
SD5 just says, "See ya, I'm gonna go ahead." Amazing.
Oh dear.
Kelvin already got passed by Ewan, so I mean, Josh took his tyres 13 laps. Oh.
No, thing is though, if his tyres are 13 lap old and Kelvin's are 16, he might get a puncher, Kelvin.
Excuse me, SD5 on the softs.
Mate.
I mean, that seems like kamikaze to me, but
I don't have a clue what he's doing.
It's definitely not time for the softs. It's still raining, so definitely not time yet. So.
No comments. You're going for 3 row in a You're going for 3 in a row at Austin. Austin's a difficult track for me, but I'll try and find myself a way round in Austin. So yeah, I'll try and get 3 in a row. If I can't, then I'll try and get a podium. I need as much points as I can.
Still close.
Who else on old tyres? United Bosnia, 16 lap old.
Yeah.
Could he?
Yeah, but main guy to watch is Kelvin, of course. But oh my God.
I fear he might get a puncher, you know.
It's a big risk.
I know why he stayed. I know why he stayed out.
Got it on a time penalty.
Yoga, I know why those two stay out, because I think they knew it might have stopped raining. Look, it stopped raining, and they might want to switch over to the
Oh
softs.
my God, yes.
They avoided the 2 stop instead of doing the 1 stop into
It
soft.
stopped raining, yes, and I think SD5 knew that as well.
Yeah, I was going to say something, but I didn't want to say it because
United Bosnia reacts very quickly. He has a puncture. Bosnia has a puncture. That's why.
Luckily for him, he got in the pits as soon as he could.
I think Kelvin has to make a move this lap. He has to come in this lap, probably. You see already Bosnia getting his puncture, so Kelvin, it's probably not going to take long before Kelvin gets one.
But he just have to be so careful on this lap not to get a puncher. He might get a puncher on this lap.
Ewan might get into the pits as well, so he might have to wait, which is going to give Sivi another chance.
He's either going to wait or go around another lap. What do you reckon?
I think they're both going to come in, mate. It looks already pretty dry. On a long track like this on Spa, you probably want to react earlier than late, you know. If the DRS gets enabled in turn 1...
United Bosnia almost lost it to Rouge and Radion. He's got a brand new set of inters. He hasn't gone for the dries, so I think he had to pit, because if he stayed out one more lap, he could have got... Well, he had a puncher, didn't he?
A Grimjaw gets hearts. I mean, that seems a bit odd to me, but...
Safety car might be deployed. Is it a safety car?
Safety car.
Is it a safety car?
I mean, I can... If you pause and go... Virtual safety car.
That's played
Crucial
beautifully
safety car because
in the
Sindra
hands.
crashed at Rouge. And Stefan gets a drive through for speeding. That's not that smart.
I will stop Patrick
I think
and
Ewan
Finley.
and Kelvin will just make a decision here to stop for soft.
They stayed out.
No, Ewan stays out.
He stays
and
out. What
Kelvin
are you
stays out
doing?
as well.
What's he doing? That's a bad idea. He should have come in.
Yeah, and original Civi reacts this lap and comes into the pits. Otepa gets a drive-through.
Mate, I don't know what's going on.
Is Civi gonna come into the soft? Civi might be able to get a master strategy here if the DRS is gonna be enabled this lap.
I'm concerned about it. Sorry, Yogurt.
Oh no, he had a drive-through. Civi
Oh,
had a
he's gonna
drive-through.
spawn. He's got a puncher. Has he got a puncher? Yes, he has. He's got a puncher.
No.
He has shot himself in the foot by not coming in.
Yeah, I think the decision would have been to come in for Sos. Otepa comes to the pits, but he has a drive-through. What I saw, but this is very unfortunate for
dear.
Kelvin, and he's gonna have to do a whole 6 kilometers probably from here to the pit lane with a puncture.
Almost doing a full lap around Belgium with 3 tyres. Oh, that's a good job he's ghosted.
Yeah, he was ghosting, but what?
We've got a yellow flag somewhere else. We've got a yellow flag. We've got a puncher.
Xavier puncture.
We've got
Bosnia comes into the pits for softs.
We've got 4 or 5 punches in this race. Crazy.
Bosnia into the pits for softs. Danny Boy ahead of Jordan. I mean, Ewan can literally. He doesn't even need to make a pit stop, I believe, if it's gonna dry up. But look at Kelvin, how much he's struggling, and he's gonna have to do a whole lap with this. Oh my god.
It looked like a perfect strategy. He should have came in the pits at the end of that lap.
Let's see how Bosnia is doing with the tires. It looks pretty dry.
Oh dear.
Let's see what Ewan is gonna do. Ewan's gonna come not into the pits. Ooh. So he's gonna stay out. Well, if it dries up this lap, I don't know, man. It could be a very tough decision.
Bosnia is dropping. I don't think it's time for the soft just yet. He's gone out wide, and we've got a crash. We've got a crash at Puon. No, he's not crashed. It was Kelvin.
That's
Kelvin.
Very unfortunate race for Kelvin. Stefan is not really going that fast.
Nils has caught up to original Civi. How on earth has he done that? I don't know. But Nils is on the back
Civi
of
had a
original Civi.
drive-through.
Did he? Oh, he did. Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. Philip comes into the pits. Is this gonna be for drives? Stefan gets a DNF, but I don't think there will be any safety because Danny Boy follows his teammate.
He's crashed where.
Yeah, Philip into the pits for sauce, and I think Danny will also pit for sauce. Yes, he will also pit for sauce.
He's crashed where Giovinazzi.
Also DNFs.
Oh dear.
Oh my god. It's raining DNFs at the moment.
It's crashed where Giovinazzi and Russell crashed last week.
Oh my god.
Steven. Talk about Steven here. And who's that going slowly? As that is
Kelvin.
Kelvin. Still not made it back to the pits, unfortunately.
Oh. That lap probably took an eternity for him. As DRS gets enabled, I'm just saying Philip. Come on, Philip made a very good strategy. He might be able to get P2 because of this.
Maybe not. Probably a bit too far away, Philippi, I dare say. Depends how much time he can gain in these last few sectors.
I think this is a very good strategy from Philip. I mean, Ewan is pretty close to the pits. He's gonna make it easily, but Ewan also lost it. But Civi and Niels and Jordan have to make a pretty long distance to the pit lane.
Into the pits comes. Oh, his teammates in the pits as well. Could he hold him up? You know, he's just. It's okay. He's got a good distance.
Well, it's gonna definitely hold him up a bit, probably.
Look how the amount of punches we got in this race. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I understand why. We got punches because they're trying to take it to the end. Not to the end. His team weren't ready for him. The Williams crew weren't ready for him.
Oh my god. Well, that cost him a lot of time, but he's still gonna win this race. But as Niels gets a 5 seconds, no. Why you do this?
Juan Baca makes it out in first place. This is a crazy race.
Let's see where Philip comes out, I guess. He's gonna have tires up to temperature, so
He's
Let's
too
see.
far away, mate. Way too far away from those drivers. Maybe he'll overtake Jordan. He will overtake Jordan.
Overtake Jordan, but it's not going to be enough.
Expect fastest laps to come in now.
Yeah, Ewan's probably going to get that. As
Crazy
Matt stays out on those inters, he's going to risk it.
What's he doing? Why is he staying out on inters for?
I mean, at what cost?
He's got 2 laps to go around this track. A long track on intermediate tyres on a dry track. He won't get a puncture unless he'll overheat his tyres, at least.
Bosnia gets the fastest lap, but that's not gonna stay 54-1. Yeah, I don't know. Formula Matt's gonna risk it, but probably won't turn. Yeah, probably won't. Oh, Bosnia on the exit of turn 1. That's an odd place to crash. But
wow.
That's another DNF. As Philip gets the 3 seconds, Formula Matt gets overtaken by Jordan, which is inevitable, of course. But
Kelvin's back in the points because he will pass the United Bosnia. He'll get back in the points.
Oh, Jordan gets a penalty.
This has been a crazy race.
Danny Boy's really good. Yeah, crazy and even very well driven. No mistakes from him. As he's gonna start the final lap, he sets him up for a good exit. He's just gonna go full quali run here. You can maybe watch on board for him because he can commentate the quali run right here.
We head down into turn 1, the break of the 100 meter board, get a late apex, doesn't use the apex at all. Rotates the car around, almost loses the back end. On the throttle he goes, using ERS to support him on this little straight here. As we head up flat out through Eau Rouge and Radio this time, no need to lift off, which he doesn't. Use the top of the curve through there to get a good exit. Bring it over to the right. Then drift a bit to the left because that's where the corner is next. Don't want to scrub off too much speed by doing that. Headed off into Le Com then, use the outside curve, which he does, goes purple by 1.3 seconds. Uses a lot of curve on the left hand side. Might get a warning for that, but I think he just got away with that. Using the curve on the left right hand side as we head to Rivarge then. Don't want to touch the curves whatsoever. You want to drift out wide to get a good exit through here. Go to the right, then swing it to the left. A bit of hesitation on the wheel there. Probably turned it a bit too early than expected, as now we head to Pouon. Flat, fast, left-hander. Losing the car just a bit through there. Coming through the right, use the apex, use a lot of curve, which he doesn't on this one, but might have to do it on this one. He uses a lot of curve on this one, which he does. Use the exit curve to balance the car. This one's pretty simple. Touch the apex, get on the throttle as quick as possible. Flat out through Stabilo. Then keep the minimum speed up through here. I mean the maximum speed up. Don't scrub off any speed whatsoever through here. Minimum steering angle as much as you can through this part of the track. Flat out through Blanchimon. As we head towards the final 2 corners, breaking the 100 meter board at the bus stop chicane. Be patient on the throttle. Be nice and patient on the throttle. There we go. He'll set the fastest lap and win the Belgium Grand Prix by 50.7 seconds, and he sets the fastest lap of 1:44.3. Civi finishes in second place where he started, no competition to Bakker. Coming to the bus stop chicane, he'll come round to finish in second place. With the penalties he's carrying, Nils might take second place.
Yeah, let's see. Yes, on
by
1/10 of a second. Unbelievable. Let's see where Philip finishes. Is he gonna come? No, yeah, 6 seconds as well. Jordan is probably gonna finish P5 because I think Danny Boy has quite a lot of penalties. Otapa might get P6 actually. Oh, maybe fast lap from Danny. Nope, no fast lap. He is gonna finish P7 as I said. Matt, I believe Matt pitted, but he went on to another set of Inter, so
why did you do that? Could have got a brand new set of softs.
Yeah, but probably just a mistake.
Formula Matt then will finish P8 on those intermediate tyres, but last lap battle, no he's not. He slowed down.
No.
Kelvin's run out of fuel.
Kelvin has no fuel. Has no fuel left.
Not only got
look at the fuel.
Xavier, will he get him? Will Xavier get Kelvin?
Might cost him a point, you know.
Kelvin needs to be careful because Xavier's coming.
It's gonna be a finish to the line.
He's not only got a puncher in this race, but ran out of fuel.
Oh, I think he might get this one, you know. I think he's gonna get it. Line's pretty. Yeah, he's gonna get this one.
Kelvin finishes in 10th place with no fuel.
You never know what's gonna happen after penalties, you know. But I think Xavier has quite a lot of penalties, so I don't think anything will change. No, nothing will change.
Yoga, what a good race, mate. What a good race.
Unbelievable. That second half of the race was amazing.
Didn't expect any of that, to be honest. I didn't expect any punches in this race either. Well, I did actually, but
I mean, the rain came at such time. It was very, yeah. You had two strategies, of course.
Hilu says great commentary, guys.
Of course.
Yoga and Indigo together, or Spindigo as they like to call me.
Indigo.
So look at that. Autopar didn't get any penalties. So Haas finishing 5th and 6th, collecting good points for the team, crucially for the constructors. And Bakker then finishes in 1st ahead of Nils, Original Civi in 3rd, Philippine 4th, Jordan 5th, Autopar 6th, Danny Boy in 7th, Formula Matt in 8th, Wheat in 9th place, Kelvin in 10th, Xavier 11th, Bosnia 12th, 13th downwards are DNFs.
Very unfortunate for Kelvin, because yeah, he held those tires very well. He was the last one to get the puncture of those old intermediates, of course. The first one was Vapor Josh, and then we had, what was it again?
And the McLaren.
Bosnia.
Yeah.
Bosnia. Yeah. And of course the early crash from Liebe now, which, yeah. Very interesting race, I have to say. And Ewan was just perfect, wasn't he?
Yep, absolutely perfect, no mistakes whatsoever. Led the race from start to finish. His teammate took over the race, but unfortunately his teammate got a puncture.
Yeah. Still amazing. Well done.
We are finished then. Thank you, Yoga, for commentating with me. Been a pleasure yet again, mate. Always join at the very last moment. And yeah, we'll see you next time out, and possibly again at the next race.